Yeah, this is Point Black, coming in hard and off the car, coming with the flow straight from the barrio, and coming with that heat from the motherfucking street. This is PBN Point Black National News, the late and the great edition, and the ghetto edition as well, because this is what we must do at all times. You know what I'm saying? And today we looking at a whole lot of things, going through some of the old news, because this is PBNN, Point Black National News, the late and the great edition of the ghetto edition as well, and the world edition, based on all people on planet Earth. You know what I'm saying? Blessed be long life. You know what I'm saying? From the mother herself. For her womb has provided us with life. And we can see before our very eyes. You know what I'm saying? This is important because there are many people who will try to take it away. So at all times, we must come with the facts, the crack backs, and the boom bit to their lying ass lips. No matter whether we right and sometimes get it wrong. That's not the point. The point is your love and understanding of care for the planet and the world and the people in which we live. Because we know full well that the people who seem to have the most control or given this to your vote has only caused mass destruction. Whether they sit at home and try to act as if they did nothing at all, sitting up in office, you know, you're not the one out there shedding the blood, but you have so much to do with the shedding of the blood of the people. So this is what these wicked people do in all these. You know what I'm saying? And then they sit and lie to you and tell you a story and hope that they can psychologically brainwash you, especially people like creepy Joe Biden. When you look at him, he's a wicked beast, just like Andy Fauci, the murder ass weasel, who has so much blood on his hands. It's amazing that he has not drowned in it. You know what I'm saying? Because when we look at even creepy ass nutcase love nut Biden, you know what I'm saying? Pedophilia arrest against me and the rest of them, you know what I mean? That's all he ever did was murder and kill people from behind the walls of government. You know, now we see one coming in talking about volunteers leave creepy ass Joe Biden campaign in droves over administration handling of the Gaza conflict, coming off the OK Corral, the OK magazine by Joshua. You know what I'm saying? Wilburn, 4 hours ago, Eastern Standard Time. Now, when we look at this whole conflict in the Giza, such as the pyramids of Giza, Gaza, whatever you want to call it, you know what I'm saying? This conflict is a conflict that creepy Joe Biden created. There is no other way to say it. Him and like I said, the British and maybe many other nations. Creepy Joe Biden was a part of orchestrating even what we call the NATO nations, the criminal organization called the affiliation of all in the NATO nations. You know what I'm saying? And he have used this method in order to call himself acting as if he controlled the whole world. In all ways, this is something he have always done. So this one here we see here in his handling, many of the people who were volunteers in his campaign should have left many years ago. Whether they even drove now over the handling, or you should have left a long time ago, definitely overhandled because we know that this situation is a 75 or plus years span. We're counting back even from the very invasion in its first place. You have to count that too because they caused a war in that area of Giza or Gaza, whatever you want to call it. They caused a 3 day old war backed by mighty power of armament and equipment of the British and the United States, orchestrated under the cover of government by this creep you call Biden and his conglomerates all in our government. When are you going to clean out your government is the question. Because the tyrants that you have allowed to be in government to your vote have caused many massive destruction on this planet when it comes to people's lives. Let's just be honest. Now we see in alarming development for President creepy ass nutcase Biden re-election campaign, when I don't understand how the fuck you would even re-elect this fucking beast who damn near caused mass genocide and murder across our planet. You know what I'm saying? And talking about a re-election campaign when he cheated the first one. A group of his own campaign staffers have issued a warning that volunteers are leaving in drones due to the concern over the president handling of the Israel Gaza. There is no Israel. Israel, like I said before, is a name of a group of trumped up people that they put there. You know what I'm saying? To give them a place there to say that this is so and that is so. That's all that is. So that's an invasion. Let's use an example to show that same aspect. If you live in Kentucky and you're a Kentuckian, you know what I'm saying, and you're a Kentuckian, in and you've been there for millions of years. Your ancestors have history there. There's written history of you there. The same thing Darfur people were doing. They had a written history there. They were always there. Their family and people have been there thousands of years before everyone else. You see what I'm saying? So now we say you're a Kentuckian, and all of a sudden, a group of people shows up in the Kentuckian woods. Now they will clear the woods out, and they start living there and everything, and then start being bold and nasty and bullshit when the people say they don't want you there because you're on their land. You're in their, you have occupied and taken from them their land, their place, such as they did with what they call the Native Americans. You know what I'm saying? Or the Native Olmec Empire or whatever. You invaded them and then you caused war with them and you killed them off and enslave and do bullshit. This is the type of mind frame that this creep clown you call creepy Joe Biden has when you look at it. So you're a Kentuckian, now they move in, and now your group of people or government or whatever say that that's wrong and we don't want you there. And these niggas start shooting and killing you and bombing you and cause a 3 day or more war that caused in 3 days they were able to win the war. How was you able to do that without the mighty backing of the United States and Britain and other groups calling yourself a NATO criminal nation or NATO? You see? So now the drones are leaving, you know what I'm saying, due to his handling of what's going on with the conflict. And I think the conflict needs to have a ceasefire. Because when you look at Netanyahu, he's lying. Talking about he's fighting Hamas. Hamas was probably created by him. You know what I'm saying? You see, because once years have passed and generations have passed, these beast knucklehead motherfuckers like Biden, creepy ass, always think that people forgot or don't know or were psychologically brainwashed out of thinking anything to do with what really is going on. And those that who do know probably over the generation and times have passed on. And not only that, probably just don't care anymore. But this news come at a time when creepy Joe Biden, you know what I'm saying, is already under immense pressure from members of his own party regarding the United States policy towards the conflict. He created it. Look at his face. This beast, log nut motherfucker. He created that. You know what I'm saying? How the fuck you create some shit? See, you're still on a slavish mentality bullshit. The intentions in the tensions in the region was sparked by a surprise attack from Hamas. That's a bullshit lie. I don't believe that. And even if Hamas did it, who's Hamas working for? And how come Hamas is the leading cause of this conflict when you have the Palestinian people, the regular people, who is not a part of Hamas and what Hamas did? So what is Netanyahu doing, killing civilians, churches, clergy, and all types of religious organization that's over there, and the regular people as a whole, and starving them to death, and also murdering them as he fucking go along, and talking about he's not going to do this because he's fighting Hamas, and until Hamas. No, you fighting to keep that invasion that you invaded there, and now you got the backing of all this military might. If the Palestinian people and the nation had the same backing military might that you have, this conflict would have been a lot more wider. Right now, the conflict is based on an advantage over the Palestinian people who have nothing to do with that, who are scrambling for their lives. You know what I'm saying? While the world stand by and just look, we must talk up for the world as a whole and not just for ourselves in our ghetto and our area. The world as a whole. You know what I'm saying? And the same thing goes for a lot of these organizations that asking for money every time you walk into a store, place, or do they stop that bullshit. Stop that bullshit. Because if you were so concerned about helping someone, you would be helping the Palestinian people. And South Africa gets an applaud on my book for stepping up. You know what I'm saying? The Black Lions of Raw. Now, at the same time, we must see all Africans in Africa to change what is going on over there in all ways, because we are the police of this planet, not them. They are invaders of our world, and we must stomp them down, and we must make them behave themselves, and let's go for our people as well. Africa has seen too much turmoil on its soil, too much pollution on its soil. We are looking at the same thing going on here as we see the death approximately over 1,200 people and the taking of 240 hostages, including Americans. That is bullshit. You know what I'm saying? This seems to be some form of a setup, but it's a damn shame to see that the Palestinian people must bear the scars for the garbage in which these people have done to Africa and what you call Gaza. Hmm? Disrespecting the cradle of life. This is what the beasts do. They love to fuck with the cradle of its life itself, with no respect or regard for life. Hmm? Hmm? Now we're looking at a response, launch offensive air. Listen to this: air and ground offensive. Air and look how well they are supplied. This ain't this telling you something for a bunch of people that showed up there miraculously and calling it Israel, and then all of a sudden wrote a book and put in the book and change the book when the book say was not supposed to be ever tampered with or changed or word, you tamper with because we know you control that book because you wrote it and that's your book. You know what I'm saying? And you put this in it and then you force it down the minds of the people by going across the planet Earth talking about doing missions. You know what I'm saying? Showing up in people countries and shit and setting up missions just like an invasion. And before you know it, you're at war with the people and you got soldiers and crusaders and all kinds of kankadis around over there killing the fucking people and telling them about some God. You know what I'm saying? You have been doing garbage on this planet for a very long time. And then you force that down the minds of the people over generation and time. This is something black people got to understand. Just because you were born yesterday and you grew up not too long ago does not give you the right to say that that's what it is in the world in which you were not here to even know what the fuck was going on. So really, you are catching up to speed. And you've got to understand that don't rule. What rule is what we know that took place that led to what we see today, here and now in 2023, going into 2024. And don't think that we didn't see it or feel the scars of it, no matter what a film shows, what a documentary shows. Motherfucker, if it was up to you, you would have probably never shown it. But we know the atrocities that go on the planet is still going on because when we look at the offensive of Gaza Strip, resulting in the death of roughly 22,000 Palestinians, according to the Gaza health officials, you're going to tell me this is right. You're going to tell me apartheid is over. You're going to tell me that slavery is over. And we're not just talking about the Palestinian peoples in Africa. I'm talking about all of Africa as a whole. Some of the shit we see and hear, you know what I'm saying? We really need to get it together. And I hope it ain't true. Because a lot of shit that we see that going on over there, you know what I'm saying? Eating, doing dumb shit. I hope it is not true. Because for our people to be the greatest people upon the planet Earth and your ancestors held that title as well. So you could almost say that they are the creators of many things of life. So let's be honest. It's time to clean this up. It's time to clean this up. Because this creep is lying to you. By all means. That's why he's sitting there looking like the derelict that he is. You think he is a flying fuck about what you think about Israel and the invaders, Israel, and the original people who've been there before them, and we've been there, and my ancestors been there before them. You think he gave a flying fuck about that? Look at this man and tell me, does he really think about that? You see, because he think his skin color and his whiteness is what got him ruling the world. No, what got you ruling the world is the armament and the military shit that you build up to bully the world. That's why he looked like the clown that he is. You know what I'm saying? Because many are expressing their discontent. The campaign staffers published an anonymous letter on Medium on Wednesday, January 3rd, demanding that the creepy ass motherfucking criminal crook call for a ceasefire. And how long does the people have to keep asking this man to call for a ceasefire? And why, as a president, has he not done so? You see? Because you see, when they created that book, and the same thing with Biden, if you don't believe in the creepy Joe Biden and God and their little secret society, whatever the fuck they belong to, if you don't believe in their God, they feel that you have a right to destroy the whole world. This is the type of mind frame. I said it before and I'll say it again. This is the type of worship they worship. They can go out and create a plan to destroy all infidels and people who don't follow their God. And this is why when you look at most religious people, they're so pushy. They always want to push you. You know what I'm saying? As if they could get inside your head and you can't get inside theirs. And when they find out that they can't do it, they get upset and about ready to fight you. hmm You know what that tells me? Again, I got you. So you keep on with your nonsense. Like so many others, we continue to be devastated by the Hamas attack. You know what I'm saying? Listen, no matter what name you call it, that does not speak for the Palestinian people. So, what you should have said is that the devastation that Hamas caused on the Palestinian people by their bullshit or whoever sent that attack against a invading group of people called Israeli civilians who don't belong there. So Israel in itself is in a full-blown insurrection and genocide, not on the Palestinian people, but on their own people as well, because if their own people were damaged in this, it is their fault, not the Palestinian population. Talking about civilians, when you have occupied the land and spread and spread and spread, and you're spreading into the Palestinian people's land and taking land, and you're arguing back and forth about territory, you're an invader. Don't give me that bullshit. So it is on October 2nd, the crooked setup that sparked this bullshit as a whole. This is a part of the genocidal plan and also the world domination plan using NATO and these different groups and all these different military might in the whole aspect of this plot. But don't think that everything is going to stay that way. Mm. It was a vile assault actually by whom? Hmm? Hmm? Was Hamas there maybe 100 years ago? 400 years ago? 400 years of slavery? Was Hamas there? hmm Okay, so when we look at who is the question, don't just tell me no vile bullshit. You know what I'm saying? One that touched the consciousness of the country, the letter red. You know what I'm saying? The subsequent killing of 20,000 Palestinian civilians, however, has struck the same social tone. Nerve. We cannot repeat the mistakes of the past by allowing the actions of any group, both sides in itself. Don't use Hamas as a way of speaking for the Palestinian civilians and those who live a regular life and is not a part of the Hamas bullshit. Let's get that straight right here, right now. We are talking about the Palestinian people, the invader people who you invade and spread across the land in Egypt. But I was talking about black people among Egypt when you always using our shit to validate your shit. What kind of shit is that? You better teach your kids that shit while they calling people these names. And also do a DNA test while you're at it and tell them exactly what their makeup really is. So get out of my face. Now, when we look at their situation, you know what I'm saying? You saying that we cannot repeat the mistakes of the past, allowing the actions of both sides to justify such further violence. Because the invaders don't get off the hook because you got the military might and you cause a shock and a joke to make people believe that that's what this is really all about. You know what I'm saying? Let's just be honest. You know what I mean? Now, they argue that failure to address the concerns negative could have negative implications for his chances of being reelected. How the fuck would you even have this man on a re-election and talking about implications of his election when you know full well he's a creep. You think by using government and you electing this man and he wearing a suit and he declaring himself a president make him any more a creep than he already was before? He still won. So give me that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Don't give me that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Don't give me that bullshit. You know? Now we see another one he covered it with Letitia James blasted for alleged efforts to uh, up, up the the ante against Trump in a civil fraud suit, sick and sad, coming by Taylor, Henry, you know what I mean? 12 hours ago, on the Fox News Eastern Standard Time. You know what I'm saying? All right. But we see here where New York Letitia Nutcase LGBTQ James, a part of the Luciferian woke plot on the United States, is in the hot seat again. This time after urging a judge on Friday to force the president, Donald J. Trump, to shell out $370 million for alleged shady real estate practice. What the fuck is Letitia James doing in this man's personal business so fucking deep to the point that you don't see creepy Joe Biden or any other president or anybody else that have done criminal shit, including her ass, and talking about Donald Trump? Is the question we must really ask. All the criminal shit that go on this here planet, that's the only thing that she is focusing on, is Donald Trump. Notice it. Nobody else. No other elected official. Only Trumpy Bear, baby. You know what I mean? And now she up the talking this bullshit. Talking about shady real estate deal. You doing shady shit to the United States as a whole, you creep. No wonder you on the visiting log up there at the White House with creepy ass Joe Biden. You, Alan Braggs, and the rest of Fannie Nutcase jackass with it. Y'all follow these black people for real? Because the skin is black? Where's the sense? Where's the common fucking sense to see past the garbage in which affects your fucking mind? Talking about some shady deal. You got to be kidding me. Is Letitia James out of her fucking mind with this woke bullshit retarded look on her face? This Luciferian plan that you unleash on our country from all directions, even LGBTQ in motherfucking Black Lives Matter bullshit that you took all your motherfucking woke bullshit. You ain't gonna do this motherfucking shit to our country. Don't let me call you out your motherfucking name. Because nobody would the freak of the show. Now come on. Fuck is wrong with you? And then you got the nerve to institute a biological plan. Oh, wham, bam, thank you, man. Now the people are saying, damn, what the fuck is that? So what you try to do, weaken our nation? So when the time comes for the attack, they'll be so weak because of the garbage that you did to them? Talking about a shady real estate practice. What the fuck is that got to do with what's going on based on the presidency? Y'all shady motherfucking demon Democrats, you talking some bullshit. You, Nancy Pelosi, Alan Braggs, and Fannie Wills, Jack Smith, and all kind of clown show shit we seen up on motherfucking in the White House and across America for the last 40, 75 fucking 100 years. From your clowns? And call that a life? You might as well call the motherfucker psychological dictatorship, you mean. You clown ass son of a bitch. But anyway, in addition to a in addition to permanently barring him from the New York real estate industry, why the fuck would you do that? After creepy Joe Biden made deals that caused a Ukraine-Russia war. Same as we see with what's going on in Egypt and in the Gaza Strip. And you're not investigating whether or not this is true, but you only see Donald J. Trump in the street, New York real estate industry. You're out your fucking mind. Take that whole piece of shit and go shove it up her ass and go sit over there with the rest of them freak show shit that you trying to twist our world into, you clown son of a gun. A man fucking a woman with a dick fucking a man and a man fucking a man and all kinds of dumb shit. You're a freak fucking show, a side show. And you trying to bring that shit into our world and you made an attack on the United States. This is why when most of the people speak up about this gay business on TV and movie stars and rappers or whoever, they get barred and all types of shit happen to them. Because you're using these things in order to psychologically brainwash the world. Such as you constantly playing killing, killing, killing in all the rap songs, or pussy, pussy, killing, 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 pussy, pussy, killing, killing, killing. Motherfucker, we ain't fucking no pussy, so why the fuck we want to keep hearing about it? I don't know. But we see Miss James has in her mind always been a bit of a fame hungry human being. We back that up. She has always been a bit of a dumb ass hungry, dumb human, whatever kind of being, you know what I'm saying, that has put her politics in front of the interests of New York. And that's 100% true. You could not say it any better. She should be she should be removed, disbarred, removed, whatever, kick the fuck out. Stop electing these people. Alani Haba, you know what I'm saying, an attorney representing the president, told Fox News, Mary, I guess her name is, um, I told Fox News, I guess it's about three mil, I guess, on Sunday morning future. You know what I'm saying? As we see, in more ways than one. You know what I mean? But we see after trial where we had experts say that the statements were undervalued, where we had experts who were on the Noble Executive Committee reference team, the executive Noble Executive Committee reference team, tell the judge that Trump did nothing wrong. That experts who were on the Noble team, that Trump did nothing wrong. You know what I'm saying? His statement actually gave too much information and there were no victims. So why should Trump have to explain anything with Letitia James' clown ass when she can't even explain her clown behind in itself? Nobody wants to even get into that. You know what I'm saying? We're moving on from that clown show. And anybody following Letitia James and Alan Braggs and Fannie Case Bills and any black person that is government that is not putting forth an interest in the black community as a whole and the world in general, you know what I'm saying, is not doing the right thing. And they may be, and probably is, on the side of the beast. Because as many has come and many have gone. You know what I'm saying? We see the new report. Longtime Trump confidant told Special Counsel Jack Bernard K. Smith the president was just not interested in stopping the January 6th riot. That's a lie, and we know it. That's a lie, and we know it. So we know this is wordplay, propaganda, alleged, and fucking criminal fucking talk. You know what I'm saying? To criminalize someone who other than himself and his group. You know what I'm saying? The new report has revealed previously undisclosed details about undisclosed. What do you mean undisclosed details? What the fuck is you talking about? We want to see the details for the public to see. You need to post it. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Undisclosed detail. That's a lying statement and wordplay to fuck with your mind. That Donald Trump inner circle and how they tried to get the president to call off his rioting supporters. You're full of shit. Because according to me, Trump wanted to go to the White House and you said no. So you had him boggled up somewhere in the mix while he was trying to get to the White House to see what was going on. So how did he? And he told Nancy Pelosi and them and sent letters saying, "Call the National Guard." Where's the evidence of all these letters and different things that he really did say? Because we cannot go off what you say, talking about a new report has revealed previously undisclosed. Undisclosed up your mother scunt. Nobody wants to hear the undisclosed bullshit, and then you're going to sit here and tell me that you tried to convince him to stop something that you barred him away from or blocked him in some shape or form. You know what I'm saying? We were not there to see that conflicted bullshit garbage. This is why you're able to get away with something called a January 6th Baphomet 3 feet deep, 3 feet apart. Bullshit. You know what I'm saying? ABC News on Sunday morning reported that the special counsel Jack Denot Gott Smith team interviewed Don what Scavino. You know what I'm saying? The president, White House deputy chief of staff. Yeah, and a lying motherfucker and a crooked motherfucker right there. You know what I'm saying? When we look at it, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Of staff for the communications after his executive privileges claims were overruled last year. The report described key details. Listen to this, key details. You know what I'm saying? The key details offered by uh, Scavino, or whatever his name is. He looked more like a scavenger, really, if you ask me. But the president, aide Mickey Luna, you know what I'm saying? Here we go again. And others who were close to Trump that day and are now being legally compelled to comply with Dr. Nutgut Smith despite any previous claims of privilege. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Previous of privilege. But the previous reports about the storming of the Capitol have noted that Trump refused to quell his rioting supporters even when his aides urged him to. Yeah, and how do you stop it when he told you to send in the National Guard and Nancy Pelosi and Liz did not guard ass jackass Cheney bury the letter or whatever information that was sent based on that, according to what source say. Scavino told, what source, who source, and what source. We don't know who the source you're talking to. Told Smith Tip Trump was very, very angry that day. You know what I'm saying? Yes, and you speaking for Trump. ABC report on that day. Very, very angry. Not angry at what his supporters were doing to the pillar of American democracy. Yeah, the pillar of your fucking destruction. See, fuck your democracy. That's demon mockery, if you ask me. You've been using that word to manipulate the minds of the people. What needs to happen here is the people need to remove the word demon mockery and replace it with Americancy. Period. And the word country. America, country, not demon mockery. So stop running that bullshit because that's the same thing you said that you're going around the world spreading democracy. Your demon mockery, probably. You know what I'm saying? Don't give me that bullshit. And that word is not sacred in no shape or form. This is America, period. But in their demon mockery, but stemming that, you know what I'm saying, that the election was allegedly stolen. No, it wasn't alleged. No, it wasn't alleged. And you're not going to prove that it was or wasn't. So get out of my fucking face. This was all about setting Trump up into using the Constitution against him in calling it in insurrection, so you can bar him based on legalities. Get out of my face. What it should have said is the election was stolen. You know what I'm saying? From him and his supporters who were angry on his behalf. You know, we were angry on the fucking cheating, lying, crooked, fucking twisted, fucking set of chaotic garbage that we saw. Going all the way to Black Lives Matter, going to all the different groups that popped up, to all the garbage that came across the streets. The murdering, the killing, the shooting up the schools, the pandemic, you know what I'm saying? The quarantine, and all of the garbage did this shit that you put, and even the Electoral College and its piece of shit. You garbage, nigga. And I'm gonna say it. I don't give a flying fuck if I go tomorrow. You garbage then. You garbage now. And you probably, yes, garbage as we move forward in the future if you don't get your fucking asses out of government. Because what we need to really do is kick them old ass fart stinking bums, cheese eating, mouse eating looking creeps out of our government. While you sit up there and talk about Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump. Well, but the government itself. He's just a candidate. He's trying to get back into office based on saving the country, based on his understanding and the understanding that people should have in itself. But what happened to the government as a whole that is corrupted deeply? We must clean it out. Kick them bums out, start again. Kick them bums out, start again. You know what I'm saying? When we look at this whole thing. And that's what we need to do. You know what I'm saying? We sitting up there, even, Scandinavia said he was as he was as blindsided by the post as they were insisting to them. I didn't do it, according to the source. Some of Trump aides then, returned to the dining room to explain to Trump that the public attack on Pence, you know what I'm saying, was not the reason the attack on Pence was not what we needed. First of all, I don't give a fuck about Pence because his ass should have never made it in the White House in the first fucking place. That was my ideology of him even before he became the vice president. I never liked it, the motherfucker. Never trusted his neo-Nazi looking, peanut head looking, peas head looking individual. Head looked like a damn peas. You know what I'm saying? So it was needed in some way because somehow we have to kick you bums out. You're a stubborn son of a bitch and y'all won't leave. After causing genocide across the planet. Mm-hmm. Your stinking ass.